Hi, welcome to another lesson on Scales and Beyond. Today I'm going to show you how to play the C major extended scale. So hopefully you got a good understanding on how to play the scale, where the positioning of the notes are for the scale, and you're reasonably comfortable. You don't have to be perfect, but you're reasonably comfortable with playing the C major extended scale. So I'm going to show you how to play it with a little bit more versatility. So you already know the scale as such: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So you know the scale, and what fingering you're using, it really is up to you. So I'm not going to get into the fingering. I'm going to get more into like how to play the notes. Okay, so in this lesson, just to let you know from the beginning, when you start getting comfortable with playing your scale, in this example lesson, we're doing the C major extended scale. So when you get comfortable with playing this scale, there's various forms of how you can play it. In general, on average, most people, when they're playing their melodic lead lines, they're not really playing a scale. They're playing a variation of the scale, and you want to start getting used to and getting familiar with variations of playing the scale. So the scale, the C major extended scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. That's your straight scale. So you wouldn't play that if you were playing in a song. You would probably play a variation. And what I mean by a variation is I'm going to play only the notes in the scale. So my variation will only include the notes in the C major extended scale. So I might play something like this. So I might play something like that. So it's a variation of the C scale, or whatever scale it is you're playing. So you want to take the concept in this lesson, and you want to take with you and carry on this concept into the lessons that are upcoming, that do with more scales and examples in different keys, etc. So you want to take this idea and use it in the upcoming courses, upcoming lessons that are coming up. Once again, you are playing a variation. So let me show you one variation. This is one variation of the C extended scale. I might play C, D, E, F. Okay, so slow, faster. So that's one variation. When you're playing, you don't have to play the whole scale. You can just play a portion of it, and then you might go up and you might come down. C, D, E, F, E, D, C. And then maybe you might do a hammer on and pull off, for instance. And right here I might go hammer on, pull off. And then I might go to the next string right here, hammer on and pull off, or just pluck it. And then you could another variation is when you sliding into the note, and then doing a trill. Okay, so those are some variations that you want to come up with, and that's what they mean by. That's what I mean by playing the scale. Not so much in the sense like playing the scale literally, but playing a variation of that scale. Now that's a vibrato. You notice that it's got a kind of a nice wavering sound. Another vibrato. Vibrato, sliding. Vibrato. Hammer on and pull off. Vibrato. So you kind of got variations of the scale. You can go backwards as you go up. So in other words, See how I'm jumping backwards from an F, E, D, jump backwards from an A, G, jump backwards from a B, A, from a C, B, A, end on the C note, put a vibrato. So these are variations. Once again, your C scale. I'm only playing the notes in your scale. Only the notes in your scale. Now I'm just varying it. I may jump to another string. For instance, C, D, G. See? C, D, G. Slide to an A. Back down. D, C. So that's a variation. Another one would be maybe sliding to an F. Sorry. And then pull off. Okay? Sliding to an F. And pulling off. Hammering on. These are other variations that you can do. So this is the whole idea. Once you get the idea of how the scale works, what the positionings are on the fingering and the notes and how you're going to play it. So in other words, once you got the idea of playing this scale, then start to vary the improvisation of the scale. And if you end on the C, it brings a nice finality to whatever melodic line that you're playing. For instance, so I ended on the C, gave it a nice sound. C note, C chord, so it gives a nice finality. Same thing with I'm doing a G A, B, and finally C. Gives it a nice finality. Later on we'll talk about how we play around the chord, and that's even more interesting and very tasteful too. So give that a try. Back up to tutorial, try some other examples. You can go ahead and copy me if you want, but I really want to encourage you to start creating your own examples and variations of how to play the scales. So in other words, here's the scale: C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So you want to play any one of those notes in any sequence, any way. You can even skip around. You know what I'm saying? You can skip around, like jump from a G to a C, jump from G to an A, G to a B, G, C. So please go ahead and back up the tutorial, listen to it again. Get ideas from me. You want to copy me, that's fine. Once again, I want to encourage you to utilize your own creativity and start making up your own sequences of how to play the scales. In fact, you know what? I gave you a blank grid. So in other words, it's like a grid, but it's all blank. And you can create your own scale patterns or melodic lines, and just go ahead and make copies of that blank grid template and start creating your own melodic lines and how you want to play it. And keep in mind, the more creative you get, the better it is. Okay, so give that a try, and feel free to try it as many times and in many ways that you can be creative of doing it. And then when you're ready to move on to the next lesson, we shall see you there.